the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another star, you fade away. Afraid our aim is out of sight. Wanna see us alive.
Hello, welcome to the Teletonics TV show, Beauty Unto Perfection, and this is our online discovery history with favorite answer. If you have not subscribed, subscribe right now. Click on that bell for notifications well to receive hints and updates or videos or posting to you from answer in this particular channel and in this podcast. So our topic today says how cell phones were discovered. How cell phones were discovered. So we're looking at three focus points in this particular news broadcast. One is why cell phones were invented. 2, how it was invented. 3, who invented cell phones. So thanks so much for watching again our podcast or our channel vlog. If this is your first time, thank you so much for subscribing, because we know you did. I mean that yes, you're going to keep on watching our online discovery series from time to time, and you're also going to be inspired and blessed by these very podcast interview sections or interview streamings or personal presentations that we'll be doing from time to time. Thank you so much, and it is and indeed a grateful thing to have you on our stage platform today via live streaming. So let's proceed forward into our online discovery history news. Now, how was cell phone discovered? Who invented cell phones and why cell phones were discovered? Now, first of all, cell phones were discovered for mobile communication, because communication obviously in the past was a ban, a serious ban. It was something that caused a lot of mountain challenge for people, as you couldn't communicate with someone in the farthest country, on a farthest city, on a farthest home, because of distance. Now they needed something that would help them to communicate better and to reach out to people that are physically unreached via distance. So they resorted to a technology that would help them do this, and cell phone was brought into reality. Now, how did it come about? Who brought it into existence, and what are the makeups of cell phone as a gadget? The Motorola DINA TAC 8000X was the first handheld cellular phone that allowed people to make longer distance calls than just a landline phone. So the Motorola DINA TAC 8000X was the first handheld cellular phone that allowed people to make longer distance calls than just a landline phone. So the first cell phone was Motorola DINA TAC 8000X. And it also did not require any lines or cords to be attached to make a call. So it did not require any lines or cords to make a telephones were used before cell phones. Telephones were used before cell phones. They had cords. They had cords in them. Now, you don't get to carry telephones anywhere you go to. Like, if you're going somewhere, I need to be you can't just be carrying it in your bag. It's heavy and it's inconveniencing. So they needed something very comfortable. That was the second reason for cell phones. Something comfortable, something portable for communication. So cell phones were invented, unlike telephones. Now, the first ever cellular phone, that is cellular phone, is the full form of cell phone. So cell phone, the word cell is cellular. It's from a cellular system. Cellular system. Or you call it cell phone, you call it cellular system phone, or even cell phone. Now, the first cell phone was made in 1973. The first cell phone ever was made in 1973 using this phone by Dr. Martin Cooper. So Dr. Martin Cooper was the man that invented cell phone. Dr. Martin Cooper in 1973. Why is it called a cell phone? Why the name is cell phone? I've just given you a hint on why it's called a cell phone, but let's go deeper. Let's press further in why it is called a cell phone. They diagrammed a network of wireless towers into what they called a cellular layout during the construction of cell phones. Cellular was the choosing term because each tower in the construction and its coverage map looked like a biological cell. So each tower each tower and coverage map used in constructing these cell phones looked like a biological cell in reality. Eventually, it was called cellular phone because it looked like a biological cell in its construction. Eventually, phones that operated on this type of wireless networks were also called cellular phones. So every kind of phone that was now operating in these wireless network connections were called cellular phones or cell phones because they required no wires and they looked like cells, biological cells. So this was something that you need to know about the history of cell phones. Now, let me give you another history in this same channel right now because it's all about phones. I'll give you the history of smartphones just quickly, in a glance. Smartphone may be thought of as smartphones is a handheld computer integrated within a mobile phone. So, smartphones is an integrated mobile telephone. The first smartphone was designed by IBM and sold by Bell South, formerly part of the AT&T Corporation, in 1993. So the first smartphone was made in 1993. It was made from the idea of telephone. It is an integrated telephone. It was designed to be a handheld telephone. It included a touchscreen interface for accessing its calendar, address book, calculator, and other functions. So the first apps or the first functions of smartphone was it had a calendar, an address book, a calculator, and a notepad. It had a calendar, an address book, a calculator, and a notepad or a note page. So it was used for office documentive purposes. They needed something that is much more classical, something much more organized, something that can contain office equipment all in one pack and can be portable at also is best. So they thought of cell phones. No, they thought of smartphones, something that could have all the functions they require in an office and they could use it for a daily to day routine activity outside the office. And telephones smartphones we are brought into existence from the idea and integration of telephones. Thanks so much for watching this online discovery history in the favorite editor. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe right now. Click on that bell for notification as well to receive future videos of whatever thing we have on this channel to show to you or to implement to you as well. Thanks so much and it's a goodbye for now. See you next on a beautiful episode coming up on